Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied, because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children?
Yeah, buddy. Oh, boy. Wow. He said a mouthful. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is a Painful Excellence podcast. Salute to the family. It's been a couple of days, but, you know, life is life, and I'm here and I'm alive. The beautiful love is the word. Rod Neal, Jeff Spark, Kane the bad guy, Ratchet since 91. Stormy B-Man's in the building. TZ Frank, Ryan Wright, my brother LaRon, Broken Traditions in the building. Have I got a story for you? LDBC or nothing, Daniel Mitchell, Mike the Reaper, Frank from the land, Queen 71. No Smoke, my brother in the building. Salute Philip D, salute. Josh, my brother, what up? Mr. Ishmael. Smash the like button. Joseph Wiggins. Kane, what up? John Pound, salute. Jared, what up? There he is, my brother, Phenomenal Mexican, salute. TZ Frank. Yeah, let me put that up there, J. Timo. And I'm glad you're here. There you go. There you go, right there. Right there. Woke, what up? Eric H. Yeah. Yeah. So I found just a random picture of a black family. I don't know if these are paid actors or what, but here's what I'm going to say. That's a family. You see a husband and a wife and two seeds. And I was just sitting there. I said, what should I name tonight's show? Is the lack of accountability a direct reflection of our community? Now, let me be very clear. I take my community very serious. Sometimes I ask myself, do I take the community too serious? Am I holding on for hope for no effing reason? I'm trying not to F-bomb. I'm trying to watch my potty mouth. But you see what J. Timo just said? This dude in the video, that's a lame. That term lame wasn't slang when I was growing up. I was called corny. You know why I was called corny? And I was partially part of an in crowd. But there was a level of chicks that, you know, there was a different social standard for certain women and men, girls and boys. I was a boy, they were girls. But I didn't qualify to talk to a certain kind of chick who were in the drug dealers' Maximas, the 89 Maximas. Remember the box 89 Maximas, like a box? Those shits. That's all they dealt with. They bought them multicolored Reeboks and door knocker earrings. I'm sorry, I'm not going to compromise my integrity to sell some drugs for what? Just so I can hang with you? Your kitty cat ain't that good. Juice, what up? DS, what up? Smash the like button, y'all. This dude, there's 90% of things that he said in that video that I do not agree with. JC, what up? That I do not agree with. The first thing, let's talk about him for a second. I knew literally two dudes that behaved in that manner. They justified. Didn't he seem like he justified his behavior? Didn't he seem like that? Didn't he seem like, yo, I did it and so what? That's what I got from him. And I'm like, what the fuck? No. First of all, men. Nonito Rachel, salute. First of all, men, let me be very clear. That nigga is why you raise your daughter. There's no way, if your daughter honors you and you're around her enough, it'll be in her to understand what a man's supposed to be. If you're doing the right thing, man. 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 So by the time she gets old enough and starts to date, she's going to be comparing every man she meets to you. Subconsciously. It's going to be automatic. Automatic. The last step is, when you bring that man home to meet me, I have a standard, because there still might be some things that she don't see. I have a standard. And I jokingly told my child, but I wasn't joking. If he can't bang out 20 push-ups right there, don't bring him to my door. If he can't fight, don't bring him to my door. I need to know that he can protect you when you need to be protected. Don't bring him here. He has to be damn near cut to my cloth, but not of my blood, but very close. I stand on principles. I come from a lineage of black men that stood on principles. I know my father. I know all my uncles. All my cousins know their father. That nigga in the video does not, I repeat, does not represent me. And come to find out, he doesn't represent a majority of black men. 90% of the things that he said was an absolute disgrace. Not only does he have several baby mamas, 7 to be exact, but did you hear when he said there were a few that he paid to get their stomach pumped? Did you hear when he said that? There are a few women that complied. But 7 did not. Seven did not. Here's what I'm willing to bet about those 7. They don't have an older brother, or if they do, their relationship is not strong. And they more than likely, if they have a father, they're resistant to his leadership. Because the only chicks that I came up with that ended up being a baby mama but had a father in the house, they were resistant to their father's authority, which made them resistant to a man's authority. They were out of order. And they snap out of it in their 30s. Yeah, you know, y'all brothers, y'all ever dated a girl that was your age, but you was barely 30, but she had a kid, and all of a sudden she knew everything about the world. She's trying to educate you about shit, and it's like, yo, no. Just because you got a 5-year-old and you're 20, that don't mean you know more than me. All that tells me that you're fucked up. So when we say things like submissive, being under a man's authority, these are the intangibles that we talk about. Because I'm sorry, are women stupid? or are they blinded by love? This brother, I'm being fair by calling him a brother, but I don't know what game he's spitting, but I doubt he's a millionaire. He could be, I don't know, but I doubt he got money. I doubt he got Nick Cannon money. I doubt he got Future money. I doubt he got NBA young boy money. Now, when I said being the authority, man, NBA young boy, you know who one of his baby mamas is or one of his girlfriends were? Put in the chat if you know. Y'all watch boxing, right? I just gave you a hit. One of NBA young boy's girlfriends, who were they? Interesting, Queen. I seen a lot of chicks that say, hey, I don't believe in abortion, but they believe in premarital sex.
Whoa!
What? Listen, you believe in premarital sex and you didn't use a hat. There you go. 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 See, y'all on point. Y'all know. Y'all know. Uh-huh. There you go. Uh-huh. Now, what do we say about Floyd Mayweather? How do you raise a daughter and you surround yourself with strippers? Who raised him? Floyd Sr. Did you ever hear how Floyd talked about his father? I'm not talking about arguing back and forth. Omega Red, salute. If I miss you in the chat, reset common sense, salute. If I miss you, just know I love you. I'm just cooking right now. I'm not talking about the spat that they had because they argued like siblings. Did they not? That wasn't a father-son relationship. So when people say, how could you talk like that to his father? Did you ever hear the story he told about his father? How he was running down the block and he got shot while he was holding Floyd? We almost didn't get Floyd. He got shot on a drug dealer that went bad. Queen, I know that's not abortion, but what I'm saying is I'm talking about a matter of principle. I knew people that went to church on Sunday and on Monday through Saturday, they were different people. They got baptized and all they did was take a bath. What kind of principles do you have when you have an unprotected sex, premarital sex, but you don't believe in abortion? Why exactly? And that's for the people that say, I don't believe in it. Hey, Tay-Tay, ex-wife, what up? People that say, I don't believe in it. Well, what are your beliefs? What are your beliefs? And what I'm saying is, Damian, salute. What I'm saying is, this nigga in the video is the prime example. Didn't I just tell you I did a whole show about my boy's boy, 5 babies, 5 different women. He's sleeping with the last 2 still. And is about to get married to a whole other chick that worked for sanitation out here. Where do your beliefs begin and when do they end? Growth, salute. And that is the 16% I'm talking about. And see, that's where I'm going with this. Because that guy is the minority. But see, that's the 10% that I agree with him. Because did he not say that he told those chicks that he didn't want no babies? He said a couple complied, or a few, whatever he said, they complied. The other 7 did not. And now they're trying to hit him up. Thank you. Thank you. It's dropped. I was about to get to that. Y'all heard of Medium Man? Did y'all hear Medium Man? I'm going to get that brother on the show. That brother broke the math down, and guess what? It's not 16% like I said. It's down to 13%, which means black men have gotten better. We're being more selective with who we sleep with. We're putting our education ahead of sleeping with the chicks at school. So it's not that we can't get no pussy. And I'm talking to the men that they brush off as corny and all this other weird shit. There's brothers actually going to school and they're keeping their dicks in their pants because the goal is to be a man of a certain value. What did Kevin Samuels say? Henry, high earning, not rich yet. It's an acronym. We're looked down upon, we're shunned. And it was all a lie. And what did I also say? 13% of those dudes are responsible for all of these births. This is a dude that got on his TikTok and said 7 baby mamas. How? Are women stupid or are they suckers for love? Or were they never under the authority of their father if they knew him? It could be a combination of anything. So when these young men are out here, I'll never forget. Yes, please subscribe to Medium Man. I'll never forget my first year in high school. Juice, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. That's not accurate, Juice. You're my brother, I love you, but that's not accurate. That is not accurate. I'm giving you the stats. It's not, and I don't know who told you that, but see, that's the bullshit I'm talking about, y'all. That's a misconception, and that's some bullshit that somebody made up. Just like Oprah made that bullshit up. Just like Sally Jesse Raphael made that bullshit up. Just like Phil Donahue made the bullshit up. Just like Ricky Lake amplified the bullshit. I came up all through the 80s and 90s thinking that we were bad. 70% of us were bad. And I said, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to honor my parents' name. Before I did any fucking around in the street. I mean, big time fucking around. I'm not talking about hopping a turnstile or something like that. I'm talking about when them few niggas in your goddamn crew was like, yo, we're going to do something. And you said that might involve jail time. No, thank you. I'm going to sit right here on this bench in front of the building. Remember I told you about my buddy Dre? That nigga left that bench and we ain't see him. He ain't come back to the block until like about 13 years later. What happened to you? Oh, you remember that night? Ooh. We just thought you just started hanging out, you know. You was going on. Wow. We didn't know you got locked up for that. We knew he was away, but we didn't know he got locked up for that shit that when he decided to up and lead a bench and do it. We didn't know it was about that. Anyway. First year in high school. It's a brand new school. I was still growing. You know, there's a difference between a freshman in high school and a junior and senior. You know, puberty, those guys are bigger than us. So all I had was my art. I was just drawing. I like to draw comic books. So I'm sitting in the classroom and I'm minding my business. And I always had size on me. So I was a little, you know, no one bothered me like that. But I was sitting there drawing. And there was an older chick there. Right? She was a senior or something. I know she was an older chick. And Queen, stats aren't subjective. They are what they are. We'll get to that in a minute. So she said, you draw good. I said, thank you. And she said, how long you been drawing? I said, all my life, you know, since, you know, I was only, what, I don't know, how old, freshman in high school. I was like, what, 14, 15, I don't know. I forgot how old I was. You know, I was young. She said, you really like to draw, don't you? I said, yeah. You know what she's asked me? You like drawing more than you like girls? Big Joe Townsend in the building. Do you like drawing more than you like girls? And I stopped. And I said, this bitch just offended me. I said, you know what? I do. I'm going to get to it, Queen. I'm getting to that. I said, I do. I absolutely do. You know why? This pen and this paper doesn't give me any fucking problems. And if I mess up, I can ball this fucker up and get another piece of paper. If the pen or pencil runs out, I can get another one. Y'all don't listen. And she was like, ooh. The older cats was like, yo, I like little homie, little big homie. Well, they ain't call me homie. We wasn't using that lingo back then. They're like, yo, I like this kid. I like kid. Yo, I like kid. Yeah. Bitch, how fucking dare you? Maybe if you had a hobby, you wouldn't be getting gangbanged in the fucking project somewhere. About that. Hobbies kept me out of trouble. Drawing. Video games. Going outside and actually playing basketball. Boxing in a gym. Huh? I had hobbies. You know what these chicks' hobbies was? Nazi, what up? Chasing us around when we got of age. Bitch, I'm not your hobby. I'm not your hobby. I'm not for your entertainment. I'm in the process of being the best version of myself. That's what college is for. But some people do go to college and all they do is fuck through college. Men and women. Guess what? These dudes, they're blasting other chicks. So when you hear of a man, especially as of late, according to the statistics, when you hear a man going through college and it's like, well, what you doing in college? Oh, you was a Q dog. You had to getting pussy. No. I had a girl, but maybe I've been with 1, 2 chicks, maybe 1 or 2 chicks. But I wasn't trying to, because I'm trying to do something. You know how many girls I know went to college and had to cut their education short because they got pregnant? That's a true story, y'all. You cut your education short because you got pregnant? What's your mama think? What's your daddy think? I know 2 girls that shit happened to. They were brainiacs in school. We didn't even bother trying to talk to them. And they were cute. Soon as they went away to school, one of them full scholarship. Soon as they went away, what do you think happened? Freshman year, came home. Yo, what happened to so-and-so? Thank you, Nonito. Boxing kept you out of trouble. You see? A lot of that. I ain't had time to chase these girls. You know why? I had my father in my ear, my uncles. I had an older brother. Yo, look, it's not the end of the world. All of those girls, there's going to be more of them as you get older. You have to be selective. Why? Because there's more of them than there is with you. I know it seems like it's the most important thing in the world now, but it's not. Almost said her name. Freshman year, she went up there full scholarship, got pregnant. She fucked off her whole scholarship, y'all. Why did you get through high school? Flatboy, what up? Why would you get through high school? Yeah, Queen, was that a bad example? What if I told you I know a Q dog that had a girlfriend all through college? He had 1 girl all through college and he's married to her right now. What if I told you that? And Shauna, you know who he is. What if I told you that? What if I told you that was not uncommon? What if I told you that? Q dogs could find a party in the middle of a desert. Mac of the South, salute. But getting through school and being responsible with your penis is not far-fetched. But what happens is they get confused with being called a social outcast or lame. I was called a nerd. Hold on, y'all. I'm just checking something real quick. I was called a nerd because there was just girls that stepped to me and I didn't want to deal with. How dare you step to me and I know you was giving head in the staircase. I knew that. And she stepping to me like it wasn't true. I said, yo, let me ask you, you used to deal with so-and-so? Why is he telling me you was blowing him? That's not true. It was true. I saw the Polaroids. Why are you lying to me? These are all true stories, y'all. I was selective. The chicks that I went to, not all of them wanted me. They wanted something else, and that's fine. A lot of them chicks did me a favor. Look, here's my thing. If you're making a bad decision, own it. Own it. Truth hurts, but own it. And what I'm saying is, statistically wise, I came up thinking that, I sure did, Stormy. I came up thinking, and my brother Callie, what up? I came up thinking that 50 to 70% of the black men were bad, and I was resistant. I was rage against the machine. I said, I'm not gonna be like how my community is. I grew up thinking that we were all bad. Come to find out, cop killer salute. Come to find out that all that shit was a lie. All of it was a lie, y'all. It was a lie. It was a lie. We were lied on. The CDC can't lie to us. Tomorrow, I'm going to get into what happened in the 60s because a lot of y'all don't believe me. But I'm going to have to explain it to y'all. I'm going to have to break it down what happened in the fucking 60s. There were tests done. The CDC had to investigate shit. They said, why employment came up, but public assistance in the black community, that shit went up. What the fuck happened? There was a whole study done on it. I'll talk about that shit tomorrow. But I want to stay on topic with this fucking fool. The 10% I agree, I totally agree with him is, how the fuck did that guy get 7 women? I'm sure he didn't trick them. Did they not believe him? I look back and I thank every chick that called me a nerd and get out my face, and you did me a favor. Because a lot of those chicks that I seen every day in school, not all of them, a lot of them that I did run into later on, they done gained a ton of weight, maybe spent out a couple of kids. But if you gained that weight and have no kids, how the fuck did that happen? If you gained weight and spit out all those, and you didn't spit out kids, how did you gain that weight? What happened to you? No man ain't got nothing to do with that. That's you. So this organized attack on black men, I took offense to that. Once I started doing my own research, I said, wait a minute. All the answers is right here, but I know you want to hide something from a nigga? Where you put it? Put it in the chat. When you want to hide something from a nigga, where did they say put it? Go ahead. Let me see who knows this. If you want to hide something from a nigga, where you put it? Bam. Hey, Nonito, you never heard that? You want to have something from a nigga? Put it in the book. Why? We don't read. We don't read. Not me. Not me. I listen very well. When it's important to me, I read. And when I found one thing that applied to my community, I read more and read more and read more and did more research. But for a long time, it was just me talking. And then something happened when I started getting online. You start hearing people say the same shit you've been saying and backing it up with facts, data, and statistics. Callie stopped talking about boxing, and he's been talking about social issues in our community long before I found Kevin Samuels, long before there was a manosphere, long before there was a red pill. What I'm saying is it was refreshing to know that you wasn't just going crazy. It was like, yo, is it me? Or no, it's not just you. It's the truth. And when you're pointing out a fact, and the person comes in and says, well, no, not every man, or no, not every woman. Stop with that Captain Save-A-Ho shit. I didn't say every man. I didn't say every fucking woman. I'm stating a fact. And I also say, if it don't apply, let it fly. And this fucking guy doesn't represent me. But the only thing that he said that I agree with is those 7 baby mamas. And now I'm going to get to why. Well, here's what was supposed to happen tonight. Our brother LaRon put that video on his gram. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on the gram. And I made a comment, right? And I said, hello. Matter of fact, I'll just pull it up and I'll read it. I'll read it. Where is it? I said, calling all the women who make bad decisions. Hello, newsflash. This is the minority. He told these women how it is. And those same women got mad at Roe versus Wade getting overturned. This clown doesn't represent the majority of men. But guess how many women those 7 he impregnated represent? And if you look under that statement on his Instagram, there are 51 comments. Because I said that a woman took offense to what I said. I'll just say that. Now, y'all know me. I don't debate in boxing. I like to have a conversation because, you know, people could turn into babies over boxing. So I don't deal with that. But here, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. So I engaged this young lady. First thing she said to me was, that's why I tell women to stop dealing with y'all. Who's y'all? So she took a paintbrush and did this to all black men. And her and I went back and forth and it got nasty. If you read it, you read it. But at that point, I'm smiling as I'm typing because I said, man, this is an amazing, wow. So here's what I did. Patricia Shelton, salute. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? She said, y'all. That's what she said. Go to Broken Traditions on the gram, click on that video, and just go to my comment and then look at the whole conversation for yourself. For yourself. Her and I went back and forth for a while because I ain't gonna hold you. I like to lab rat people. I think people is lab rats. I want to see just how far they're gonna go. So here's what I said to her. Night Train salute. I said, listen, you got a lot to say. I have a podcast. Come on my show. Let's have a conversation. But before I got to that, I'm forgetting one instrumental point. She says, call me up and say that to me over the phone. I bet you won't. And she put her phone number in the chat. The last person that did that to me was who? If you watch me, put in the chat. The last person that I had a conversation with that put their phone number in the chat and told me to call them was who? Who? Who did that? Who did that? Like in 2014, 2015, who did that? There you go. Mr. Rick Glasser did that shit. There you go. And I said, what the hell? And I told her, same thing I told Rick. Remove that comment. Take your phone number out there. You're not going to have, because you know what? Come to find out, what LaRon told me was that she's always in his chats and she goes back and forth with a lot of brothers. I had to tell her, I said, please remove your phone number. You're not going to have someone crank calling you and you thinking it's me. So I just, I said, this is amazing. What triggered her? So it got nasty. Go read it. It was funny. Go read it. It was funny. Yeah, Rick Glasser put his phone number when I was in a Facebook account. When I had a Facebook account, I was in this god-awful boxing group, and that's how I knew who he was. And I said, well, back then, I didn't know who the fuck he was. I said, well, who are you? I had lunch with Roberto Duran, and I'm a matchmaker. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about all that. You saying that the PBC is going to be out of business by next year. Tell me about that. Do you know? Have you seen the books? Do you know? I'm trying to get real information. Everyone was flabbergasted and amazed. You knew Roberto Duran? You had lunch with Sugar Ray Leonard? I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care about none of that. There's dudes around the Bronx right now that knows a lot of rock stars. My man Jesse could call up P. Diddy on the phone right now. Y'all don't even know who that is, do you? Y'all don't know who Jesse West is, do you? Let me tell you who he is. Sidebar, let me tell you who Jesse West is. Matter of fact, you could put him in your search engine. You could put him in there. Jesse West, rapper out of the Bronx. Y'all want to know who he is? Check this out. Y'all remember Supercat? Y'all remember that song, Dolly My Baby? Ring, ring, who's that with Supercat? Third eye, third eye. That's Jesse West. Yeah, Daniel Mitchell, I know him. That's my man. I know him. That's my guy. I know him. I know him. Third eye. Google the work he's done. Some of your favorite 90s rap songs he produced. He knows Diddy. True story. He don't name drop. He'll walk right down the street and you won't even. He don't name drop. So when these niggas get on social media and start name dropping, I'm always looking at them like, when Tay Jones gets online, is he talking about boxing or his brother? you damn near gotta pry that shit out of him. I didn't know who his brother was, and he said it one day, and I said, wait, hold, your brother's who? He said, oh, you didn't know? I said, no, I didn't know. But anyway, y'all know who Tay Jones' brother is, right? 88 Sports Talk, salute. Oh yeah, I know Melly Mel too. They got a name drop. You know what I'm saying? So when Rick Glasser was in this chat and people were damn near blowing him, I said, look, I don't care about none of that. You said something about the PBC. I want to know, what do you know? Yeah, Ratchet, that's his brother, Pac-Man Jones. That's his brother. That's his older brother. Pac-Man Jones is Tay Jones' older brother, if y'all didn't know. That's his older brother. Mr. Shelton, salute. Y'all didn't know that? We were talking one day. He said it by accident. He didn't even say. He's like, yeah, you know, Collar's my brother. And I said, whoa. You mean Pac-Man Jones? He said, oh, yeah, that's my brother. I said, oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's his brother. Whatever. But he's not running around, you know, name dropping and shit. He's his own man. So Rick Glasser was in the chat just talking, and I'm like, I don't care about you. Look, I don't care who you know. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant, dude. You said something that I want to know about, and I want to know, do you have access to the books? Do you know some math that I don't know? That's what I want to know. Don't tell me about your resume. Yo, why is the PBC going to fail next year? Well, I had lunch with Sugar Ray Leonard in 1988. I don't care about that. Stop. Tell me what's going on with the PBC. And he couldn't do it. And I just kept asking questions. I said, look, I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate, you know, you being a matchmaker. I didn't call him a liar because I don't know him. I said, sir, I'm asking you about what you said about the PBC. Oh, yeah, you know, because I'm not racist. My wife is black. I said, God damn it. Are you going to answer the question? It was bad. Everyone in there blowing him. And I'm just saying, yo, you know, he's not answering any of my questions, right? So that's how I got to know fucking Rick Glasser. He ain't answer shit. The PBC's going to be out of business. Family, that was like 2015. It is 2023, and they just released their whole fight schedule. Now, look, they can go out of business anytime. They could pull a Bear Stearns and go out of business tomorrow. You know what I'll say? It still wasn't in 2015 and 2016 like Rick Glasser told me it was. So it don't matter. And if the PBC tanks, he's gonna be the first person talking about, I told you. No, nigga. Just remember, I told y'all. He told me the shit was happening in 2015, 2016. And it didn't happen. Tim, what up? Thank you, Nonito. That's all he does. Deflect. Everyone in there flabbergasting. How tall is Sugar Ray? Is his hand speed? He said he had lunch with him. He didn't say he was in the gym with him. What are you talking about his hand speed for? Stick to the topic. Exactly. 6 Billy that DAZN lost. Did Rick Glasser say anything about that? Probably not. That's right. That's right, Nonito. 11 years later, they still here. Where the fuck? So anyway, with this young lady, I hit her up on the DM and I invited her on the show. And as you can see, she's not here. She agreed to come on. She did contact me. She had a doctor's appointment. Let me go to my DMs to see if she said anything further. She's dealing with some health things, and I'm not going to question it because from what she told me here, it's kind of personal, and I'm not going to clown it. I'm not going to make fun of it because that's not what I do. But I recognize what I'm dealing with. I asked her, come on to the show. And yeah, I know Nonito. She contacted me when I was at work earlier. She contacted me. She's in Houston, Texas. So it was 7 where she was. And she contacted me and said that she was at an appointment. She actually sent a disappearing video message from a doctor's office. Listen, I don't want to question her integrity. I don't know her. I just want to have a conversation about what she said. That's it. And we're going to pick the conversation up tomorrow. She's off on Mondays and Tuesdays. I don't know well, she does hair, but I don't know if she has another side gig or whatever. I don't know. And I'm not going to disrespect or violate her. We did enough of that to each other on the DMs. Fair enough. But what I do want to do, what I wanted to do tonight is use this opportunity as a means of education. Because sometimes people will say something and it's out of anger. I'm not perfect. Right? Sometimes you'll write something down out of anger. And when you hit send, you're like, shit, I should have took a deep breath before I sent that. You ever had someone text you something in anger? Words are misspelled. Half the shit is in caps. Their thumbs are, if it's a fat nigga, their hoof is hitting 8 letters at the time and shit. I mean, they're upset. Like a bull. Oh, Nonito, listen, Nonito, yeah. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And I'm not gonna, she asked to reschedule. She's off on Mondays and Tuesdays. I said, well, I do the show 3 days out the week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And next Monday, I'm going to hit her up. I'm going to speak to her during the week because I have her email. She did send the email. One of the things I noticed is that she said at first she didn't want to cam up. And I said, no, I don't do that. I am no longer talking to people behind pulsating letters. All right. You need to cam up so I know who I'm speaking to. You need to cam up so I know who I'm speaking to. That's fair enough. And what she said in the DMs is she has 2 or 3 other channels and something she said. I'll go back and read it. But I said, listen, young lady. Now in the DMs, I wasn't disrespecting her. I said, listen, young lady. Mark Wunderlich, salute. I show my face and I stand on everything that I speak on. New York Transit could never come to me and say, yo, look, we don't like what you said on your boxing show, on your pep talk on my 3rd channel, Bear Cave. No. Edgar, what up? It's not that type of show that I'm running. You understand? I'm speaking truth. They can't do that. So I said to her, this was a gem that I gave her. I said, look, if you can't stand on anything that you've put in writing on that brother LeBron's Broken Traditions on his Instagram, everything that you said about black men, I mean, forget me. My skin is thick. I don't care. But what you said about black men as a whole, if you can't stand on that, you don't want to show your face. You don't want to, but because you got other businesses you're trying to protect, that's cowardly and that's proving that you're irresponsible. Come on my show and stand on what you said. Let's have a conversation like 2 adults. And she agreed. She actually sent me a video and, she was showing the doctor's office. I know how she looks now. And there's nothing to clown. You see, you got to understand, my friends, you got to pull a rope. You can't push it. And if you have to generate compliance, you gotta, Jerome, what up? You gotta tone it down a bit to generate compliance. Do y'all understand why Fred conducted his show when he had Jason Whitlock on there the first time? Do y'all understand that now? Was y'all there for that? I knew exactly what he was doing. It was a shame that some brothers didn't, but I can't fix the world. Sometimes you got to do something. You got to play a role to get compliance. And salute to my brother Ticket TV, because they fell out that night. He let Ticket on there. Y'all remember what happened if y'all were there. He let Ticket on there, and Ticket started grilling him. And guess what? Ticket was right. Ticket was right. Ticket was right, because he got on the Kobe thing. And Jason was absolutely wrong. And then he backed up and folded his arms and said, next caller. But Ticket was right. So then Ticket started grilling him like, nah, answer the question. Because he said something off about Kobe. Kobe and everyone in that helicopter, plus his baby girl, perished in that helicopter crash. Why are you talking reckless about Kobe? Why are you not grilling the women that still came out and said he was a rapist? That shit was over, and that white chick lied on him, man. She lied. The only thing he was guilty of was adultery. That's it. And Ticket was about to get in his ass, but you know what would have happened if he left Ticket on there? Jason would have left the stream. I wouldn't have got to hear when Jason Whitlock said, what black men need to do is get one with God. Find a woman of virtue, some shit he said, and make a family and give your life to Christ. And in the same breath, he says, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm not living that life. I said, well, I'll be damned. Because as he's talking, I said, this fat motherfucker not married. I said, wait a minute. This fat motherfucker ain't got no woman, let alone a black woman. Wait a minute. He ain't got no kids. He's in his 50s. How's he telling us to live a life that he's not living? And then he said it. And that was like an hour into the show. And I had Ticket chase him off the fucking platform. We wouldn't have heard that. You see what I'm saying? So what Fred did was that he cut the call short, and Ticket went live on his stream, and he started going off on Fred. And I said, damn, I don't think Ticket understood. But I stayed out of it. There's things that you got to let brothers handle behind the scenes. And from what I understand, they did. You can't fix the world. There's just certain things you don't want to get involved in, family. And that was just one of those things, So that's what I wanted to do here, because maybe this sister is so angry that she doesn't understand. She's so reactive that she's not taking the time to understand what the actual problem is. My whole take, we can agree that dude is a problem. He's a walking STD possibility. You lay down with him, it's obvious he don't like using protection. He will knock you up, and he will not take care of the baby. In which I will look at the women and say, what's wrong with y'all? My only thing with the problem in our community is the lack of accountability. And I said, because I hear sisters say to me, well, it's a shared responsibility. I'm not taking that. It's not a shared responsibility. And we could use my story with that dude that I told y'all about, or we could use this guy. This guy's gone viral. But guess what? There's a dude like this all over the place, but the numbers still don't match. Why? There's one of him and 7 women, man. So when I said it's not shared, it's more y'all than them niggas, because those niggas are the real lames. That's the 13% of niggas that's responsible for 90% of the childbirths out of wedlock, man. Them niggas. Those niggas get all the pussy. They know every rap song. They probably got a nice car, probably. Or they have some sort of gift of gab that could talk these girls out of their goddamn drawers. But the boring ass niggas, the lame niggas, the rocket scientists, those are the lames. And guess what? Those are also the Henrys. High earners, not rich yet. But also the brothers in the middle class or are rich and childless. So now magically being lame is not a bad thing. Oh, I'm sorry. In my day, I was called a nerd. One minute I'm running around on a football field or playing basketball, and then that same chick will see me in the lunchroom drawing and reading a comic book. Oh my God, you read comics? Oh my God, you watch All My Children when you cut school, bitch? Fuck out of here. Jason Whitlock is not a lame. I think he's just a homosexual. There. Jason Whitlock is a millionaire. Jason Whitlock's a black man with no kids. But Jason Whitlock is telling black men how to live their life and through Christ, and it sounds good. But in the same breath, he said that shit, but said, yo, I'm a bit of a hypocrite for not living that life. And I'm like, pause. Then, of course, I start hearing things about him. And it's all hearsay. My personal belief is I believe, and I have no facts to support this, I believe he's a homosexual. Don't tell me how to be a black man and raise children and be a good husband when you're not a husband yourself. You don't have a woman yourself. Don't tell me anything. Lames invented YouTube, IG, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much all the social media, and the lames keep all that ish running. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all these brothers that are called lames, be lame. If you ain't got no kids, be lame. If you're a Henry, be a lame. If being a lame is having a gift of gab and trying to go out and get girls, who you impressing? What's more important? Being self-sustained in your own retirement at a certain age, or fucking off on some bitches that you really don't care about? What's your priorities? What do I always say about that word? Don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me where you spend your money, and I'll tell you what your priorities are. Show me how you spend your time, your downtime, and I'll tell you what your priorities are. That's why. Yeah, exactly. Phenomenal Mexican. Michael B. Jordan, you saw those young pictures he had when he was in high school? All of those bitches all those bitches in the back of his classroom, when he had his headshots, you ever saw headshots for the actors? They walk around with that shit because they have to give them out. Maybe he had a photo shoot. He was going for a casting call after school. Look at that nigga. His name is Michael Jordan. Oh my God, he's lame. Oh, he's corny. Not lame. Lame is a new term. He corny. Oh, look at that. What the fuck? You corny. Yeah. Been in Black Panther 1 and 2, Creed, and a list of shit before that. He was on a Netflix movie. He was in that god-awful Fantastic Four movie, but the man's a multi-millionaire. And I tell y'all ladies, we don't forget shit. I'm talking about men. We don't forget shit. I remember every chick that I liked that told me no. I remember every last one of them. Spurgood, what up? But check this out. The ones that I did run into in the future, I'm talking about a decade after high school, with the exception of one, all them bitches look fucked off now. With children, with no marriage, except one. I don't know what you mean. If nobody checking for you, then you lame. I don't know what that means, Queen. I don't know what that means. Exactly, Joe Townsend. Corny, but voted sexiest man alive. And then you know what they do? They see him in pictures that can be deemed compromising. Trying to say, now they're saying they're gay. By the way, when I went back and forth with this sister that was invited here today, she hit me with that. Just come out, you're gay. Me. My last name is Reed, not White.
Whoa! What the that's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy when he courtin', he did ride Crambo. Froggy when he courtin', he did ride Crambo.
What? You heard me. Callie, what up? Kane, they're solid films, man. You could watch them. If they were bad, I'd tell you. But you could watch all three. Watch 1 and 2 and then go see 3. Yeah. Daniel, it must be expecting better of our women is supposed to be the new gay, I guess. Listen, can I tell y'all a gym story? The gym close to my crib, before they opened that up, I used to go to LA Fitness, right? LA Fitness is so dope. I ain't even gonna hold you on that. They got some dope ass machines in there, right? So, leg day. I met up with some friends and we went there, right? So it's leg day. And it's 3 of us. Yeah, I'm gonna see Creed 3 twice to support those brothers. I'm gonna see it twice, just because of that bitch. I'm gonna see it twice, just because of that bitch with the microphone. Because you know what, Michael B. You know what? And who's the other brother that played Kang, who's on a tear right now? Jonathan Majors. I understand you. I've been there. And although I'm not a millionaire and an absolute rock star like y'all brothers, I've done well for myself. And I've aged like wine. It's funny how those women, the girls that grew up to be women, that told me no, and I didn't have anything crazy in mind for them. I just wanted to date them. I wanted to, be a respectful person and take them to the movies and take them out to eat with my little allowance or whatever the fuck. I didn't get that chance because I was corny. I was nerdy. I wasn't street. Chick told me, "You're not rugged." I said, "What does that mean? What are you talking about? I'm not rugged." No, you're not, you don't smoke or nothing? No. You don't be out on the block with D and Tone? I said, "Nah, I'm with them on a half a day, but I go home. I don't want to stand on a corner all day. I got shit to do." "What do you do?" "I draw and, I play video games. I got shit to do." There's nothing but trouble on the corner. You know that, right? You stand on the corner, you just drink a 40, and eventually the police run around. "Oh, yeah, you know the drill. Get your hand on the walls." That's how you spend your day, man? Because one day, one of those crooked ass cops is going to put something in your pocket when you need a collar at the end of the month, because there was a lot of that shit going on. It was the 90s, y'all. Giuliani came through and said the nights belong to us. Bad. So shorty at the gym They come to the fucking gym. They don't work no other fucking body parts. They on the squat rack all the fucking day. So I walk up and I say, excuse me, you got a lot left? And my posture, I'm not up on her. I got one foot forward and I'm leaning, but I got the other foot in the other direction and my boys are standing there and I'm like leaning like, yo, ma'am, how you doing? You got a lot left? And I'm looking her in the eyes. I'm not looking at anything else. 2 more sets. Bet. We're going to be right here. And we don't face her when she's squatting. Why do you think? We knew about these women trying to catch niggas looking at them in the gyms before that shit became a phenomenon on the internet in the last few months. And when she was done, we went over to the squat rack. Now she's standing there. And now she's talking. Listen to me, y'all. And I need you to listen carefully. Maybe Nonito and a couple of other brothers in here could understand exactly what I'm about to say. When I go to the gym, I'm not there to fuck around. I got shit to do in the day. And usually on leg day, I have to make myself angry because I have an exceptional large amount of weight on my goddamn back. And I ain't got time to be having a goddamn conversation because you know when you got that weight on your back, as soon as you do this, you could throw your back out. So when you put that bar up here, you have to concentrate. She knows that. She on a squat rack every fucking day. The 1 or 2 times during the fucking week we need it. Why she want to stand there and talk? There, J Timo's in there. I'm not there to socialize, especially if I don't know you. I'm not there to make friends. I'm sorry. The only time you do kind of make friends is when you go to a gym a long time and you see brothers a That's natural. But I make it listen, don't take this well, actually, I don't give a fuck how you take it. I don't go to the gym to make friends with the women in there. Absolutely not. The chicks, the brothers that I see in the gym, what up, yo, yeah, whatever, you sort of fight, da-da-da-da, because they know I'm in the boxing, yo, yeah, yeah, da-da, and we start working out. The women, I don't have a conversation with them like that. It's called etiquette. Respect my space. I don't want these chicks thinking, yo, he tried to holler at me, or I don't want you hollering at me. Leave me alone. Exactly. See, Nonito, you see? I'm there because I got shit to do. I'm focused. I'm approaching that weight like you want to strangle your boss or some shit, your old boss. You understand? Not your old boss, but you know, I like my boss. He's cool. He's cool in the game. But y'all know what I'm saying. So when you got that weight on the back, she's standing there talking. I got my earbuds in. Down, up, my warm-up set. And she's talking. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm looking at my boy like, why is she here? I rack the rate. My boy goes, my other boy goes. Now it's my turn again. Now we going up. Now I got 315 on my back. She's there talking. I got my earbuds in. All I see is her mouth moving. Yo, Jay, as I'm coming up, she taps me on the shoulder as I'm coming up. Now I'm pissed. You do not do that, man. You can throw everything off. I racked the weight and I kind of like gave her a look like, all right now. I was like, don't do that. Now, it's my turn again. I got under the bar. Look, And she's talking. And she's talking. You see what JT Mo just said? If you breathe wrong, it's all bad. Squatting is a very dangerous thing. If you fuck it up, you could ruin everything. Now I got 4 or 5 on there. And I'm up there and she's talking. I took the buds out and I said, ma'am, listen. I say this respectfully. I'm working here. I said, I got the buds in my ear. That's the universal sign of leave me alone. I said, I got a lot of weight on here. One false move and this curtains for me. Could you please? Her whole expression changed. And not only did she curse me out, but she cursed out my 2 brothers that were there. And they were standing like, yo, they were looking like, what the fuck? Oh, fuck you, mother F this and F that and F. All y'all niggas probably gay. Y'all probably in the locker room effing each other. And she pimped off. I said, spot me. Mission accomplished. I ain't want her around me anyway. What the fuck was she doing standing there? You know, the only time a chick told me or said to me, yeah, you know, you fucking gay, is when I told them no. Or when I'm sticking up for a man, justifiably so. Justifiably so. You see, I don't stick up for men unconditionally, and that's what I felt this young lady was doing. I think the conversation. You're sticking up for this woman unconditionally. Picasso, what up? I got a problem with that. I'm not sticking up for this nigga unconditionally. I got a problem with him, but 10%, y'all gotta hold that L. 7 chicks, y'all gotta hold that L. Y'all gotta hold that L. Because 13% of dudes walking around like that. And somehow they're getting all the pussy? How? How does that work? The math. I told y'all it's more on the women than on the men. Now, women get mad at that. But as you can see, there's one of him and seven kids. There's one Future, and how many babies he got? There's one NBA young boy. How many babies he got? Does he have a baby with Floyd's daughter? I know she went crazy, broke back in the house, and shot his other girlfriend. What do I say about mentorship? When these women are not under a man's authority, some of them go crazy. When I say under a man's authority, y'all got daughters? She's under your authority. That's just it. And if you raise her well and she knows better, Jerome says they got a baby together. Unbelievable. Now, she's under her father's authority. And what I was saying back then before I got sidetracked, she's under her father's authority. But what kind of authority does Floyd Mayweather Jr. have when his authority figure wasn't a real father to him? Floyd sat up there and said, I watched my father sell my mother crack. When I tell you Floyd Mayweather beat the odds, both of them beat the odds. Because that wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen, y'all. His daughter has a baby with a guy that has several babies. And she shot a bitch. Or stabbed her. I think she stabbed her. Broke into the crib and stabbed her. Where was her mentorship? Where was her guidance? Where was her guidance? Those 7 women that fool impregnated, Some of them might have had fathers, but listen, some of the biggest smuts that I've ever seen came from the church. Why? They didn't want to listen to the game that the preachers and ministers and pastors and some of the sisters in the church were dropping. They want to be different. No, they can't be telling me the truth. I want to party. I want to experience life. Nah, 22 years old. It's too young to get married. I want to explore. I want to get to know myself. You want to get to know yourself? You know what that means? That means when you're 35 and you're ready to settle down, the guy that you want to sit down and make a family with, he has to deal with every body you collected under your belt. He has to deal with that high body count. So when you sit down in front of him, do you lie about your body count or do you be honest? And when you honestly say from the time I was 20 years old to now I'm 35, I've been around the block. What does that mean? She stabbed the baby mother while the baby mother was pregnant. You see what I'm saying? Who does that? I agree, Queen. No matter where you go, you are who you are in the mirror. Who are you really? Yeah, I agree with that. So whether you're NBA Youngboy, The Future, or Nick Cannon, or I don't even know this nigga's name in the video, what I do know is the 13% is real. Whether you got $1 million in the bank or $10 in the bank, somehow these guys got enough, here's the word, y'all, swag, that they get laid. Where women are actually looking at a dude and they'll say, well, tell me about yourself. Yeah, I'm studying to be an astrophysicist, and you know, I don't have no kids. And I remember that pineapple episode. There was a follow-up to that too. It was crazy funny, but the fact that Shorty, it was just insane. Everybody was like, why would you do that? What the fuck? And it's not like he was even ugly. Go figure. The youngsters call it Riz now. That's what it's called. It's not swag no more. It's Riz. Okay, let's use that. There you go, Nonito. But you know what? You ain't got no babies running all over the damn place. Now you touch the mill. You got 2 kids and a wife. You winning. Now, if only I can get my black people to follow in those type of footsteps, we'd be okay. But when we got 13% of these black men out here responsible for 90% of the births out of fucking wedlock, I'm like, how is this possible? And then when I got on here and said, yo, these sisters out here fucking the same dude, I just thought it was around my block. I had a couple of my friends that were fucking on at least 11 chicks around my way, and all of them knew, like 5 of them didn't like each other. They all get into reckless eyeballings. 2 of them got into fist fights, and 2 of my boys was fucking all of them. I just thought that was just something unique to where I grew up at. Come to find out, so when I said it's not a shared responsibility, it's 13% of these men, 7 baby mamas, and he's not the only nigga walking around like that. The numbers don't add up, but the behavior makes sense. So when I bring up statistics, look at this guy and then call me a liar. I read some stats to y'all a while ago. Johnny Q, what up? I read the stats. And what was I met with? Not all stats are accurate. Yeah, okay, it went from 16 to 13. Okay, stats change every year. It's called the CDC. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'll look at that brother and I say to him, I say, yo, look, man, you obviously don't like wearing protection. You obviously don't want to take care of your babies. You obviously don't believe in proper procreation because you're spreading your seed, but you're not being a father. And you stand on it. So listen, why don't you get a vasectomy? Fair enough? It'll be a nigga like that to say, vasectomy? No, that's unnatural. I don't believe in that. What? Let me explain something to you. When I was done, I told my wife, don't worry about it. My insurance covers a vasectomy. And I went and got one. When I bust, it's powdered milk. Not really. But what I'm saying is, I took responsibility. I took responsibility. And I hear you, Jay Timo, I hear you. That dude in particular, his stance on it, I wouldn't care if he's castrated. Because right now, those are 7 kids. I don't know if he didn't specify if they were male or female, but those are 7 broken children. I don't know what state he's in or whatever, but I'm sure there's a bunch of channels trying to find out who that guy is. They want to get him on the podcast. See what Nonito said. Married at 26, didn't have kids, so we agreed to 5 years later, we both were responsible to not get pregnant. See that? Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's about 84 to 88% of black men that are responsible on that level. But if you let Oprah tell it, it was 13% that were responsible and 88% that wasn't. Or 87. Whatever the number is. But these dudes in the 80% that are responsible, that's the majority. This 13% is the minority, but they're the ones, I guess the 87% of dudes are lames and couldn't get no tail in school or whatever they want to tell you. Whether they're telling you it's the internet and they're locked into the internet. Let me tell you something. I would rather my son be locked in with the internet than be running around with a child out of wedlock and fucking off his dreams. I would rather him get right first. I'll tell my son, yo, look, you get a little horny, go shake dice. Because ain't nothing but trouble out here in these streets. Go shake dice, get that post-nut clarity. Shake dice so you could wake up and say, oh, whew, almost made a mistake. Get that nut out and get back to work. Because your goal is, by the time you're done with college, you want to be on your way to doing something. 6 figures or more. And when you're sitting on your money and you got great credit and you done moved out my crib, now you can start looking to court a woman who deserves it, who don't have a baby, who is in shape, who is submissive, who is willing to get on my program. Oh yeah, and I don't have to deal with Bone Quisha that got 5 different fucking kids and talking about, yo, I'm a package deal. Options. Be lame, if that's what it is. Queen, I'm not talking about brothers killing each other. That's a whole different conversation, Queen. That's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation. I didn't do the black on black crime show yet, because the truth is that's an overused statement. That's not even true. Do we call it Italian on Italian crime when the mafia collects their debts from these stores, which still happens to this day? Just saying. DP Rocker, salute. So this fool got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. And all I'm saying is, do these 7 baby mamas have no accountability for the choice they made in this fucking guy? Now, he said a few of those chicks that he paid to get their stomach pumped, they complied, but 7 did not. And he's saying that he told them what was going on. Exactly. That part. Come on, man. MS-13? Come on, man. I don't want to hear shit about no black on black crime, man. It's an overused statement. It's another fucking bullshit. It's a bullshit category they put on us. Every time you talk about a cop doing something to us, what does the fucking white community say? What about Chicago? And then you ask that same cracker, how'd the guns get there? Yeah. Y'all don't have to shoot those guns. True. Y'all don't have to do coke. But nobody gave a shit about what was going on down here until those brothers started going up to Connecticut, from New York to Connecticut, and started fucking on those white girls up there in Greenwich, Connecticut, in the rich white neighborhoods. And when those rich white men found out that their daughters were strung out on cocaine and dust, and they were partying with a bunch of black dudes that set up shop up there in Connecticut, up I-95. Look up the story about that. I don't want my daughter dating Raheem. Dude said that. After he done coked up your daughter and gave her that 12-inch iron. It's up there. So they put cocaine in your neighborhood. Becky ain't have to do no lines, but she did it. You know why? She wasn't under your authority. Not like you thought. Thank you, Jay. It's a racist talking point. It's used to gaslight us. Black on black crime. Does it exist? Yes. But how many mob movies do you see? You think the mob isn't real? Mafia. I'm talking about the Italian mafia. You think that shit ain't real? I can tell you it's real. Not too far from me. I can tell you it's real. Protection money. That shit still happens. I can tell you it's real. So I don't buy into that black on black crime bullshit. Thank you. All black people in America don't live in Chicago. Chicago's one fucking city. Does it have a problem? Yes. But I don't live there. Everybody has a mob. The Russians got a mob. The Albanians over here in the Bronx got a mob. The Italians got a mob. The West Indians got a mob. Yes, they do. The Dominicans got a mob. Come on, man. Nietas. Latin Kings. They everywhere, man. Stop. Yeah, we're not talking about them, Queen. We talking about us. But I'm telling you that you said niggas are killing each other every day. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about here, baby. That has nothing to do with it. That's not even a valid point right there. I'm talking about this fool who found 7 chicks to impregnate, and they kept the babies to term. And he said he said those girls was jump offs. There was no problems. There was no promise of marriage. There was no promise of anything. Ran up in them raw, which is alarming. Procreated. They kept the baby to term. And what those women did, along with this fool, is proved my point. I remember, Queen, you was in here and the sister Shawa was in here, and y'all said the statistics didn't make sense. Exhibit A. Look at this nigga. these niggas running around here like that. But what I'm saying is, for that one dude, he has 7. I told y'all months ago about that one dude that had 5. They out here. But 5 plus 7 is 12 to 2 dudes. You sure you want to argue the statistics now? And I've been seeing niggas like that for a long time. For a long time. Tom, you know what? I hope he's trolling. I hope this was a social experiment. Because you know what it is? And I thought about that, Tom. I hope he's trolling. Because you know what the other part to that is? First of all, that still don't take away from the dude that I met that my boy plays ball with, the Rick Fox looking ass nigga. The amount of women that didn't put any responsibility of those 7 women was disturbing. Everything was about him. And I said, yo, he's an asshole. We agree on that. That's crazy. But yo, who are these bitches? Who are these fucking girls? Nobody wanted to talk about that. My guest that was supposed to be here, she'll be here next week, hopefully. She, ATL, name is Boxing, my brother, salute. Go subscribe to my brother, ATL. Look, nobody wanted to talk about those chicks. It's all his fault. He just got on social media and said those are jump offs. There was no promise of marriage or nothing. And they still fucked them and got pregnant and kept the baby. Now, Queen, you talk to a white supremacist and they say they're not killing each other fast enough. And let me explain something to you. Not every kid grows up in the hood. Those 7 baby mamas, you're assuming that they're in fucked up neighborhoods. There's dumbasses in the suburbs. I know a bunch of them. I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't. I'm from the Bronx, but I didn't grow up in the hood. My parents moved out the hood to raise a family. So they might be raising they're growing up in a single parent household. The danger is those 7 women, when you're raising a child in a single parent household, the probability of you having a child that's fucked up is escalated a great deal. You said, don't get mad at me because the facts are the facts. Where your numbers at? There you go. You talking about facts. Facts come from data and statistics. Where your numbers at? You can't tell me about facts when you was here last time that you don't believe in all statistics. Statistics come from facts. Where your facts at? Give me some numbers. Because I just said black on black crime is an overused statement. It doesn't really exist. So put the numbers, put some percentages in there, and I'll match it with mine. Thank you, Shauna. Pookie's on every class. For all we know, that guy, he might not live in the hood. He might come from a middle class or rich family. He might have pulled those chicks because he had a nice car. He might be a truck driver and make $100,000 a year. Might be. I've met dumbasses in the hood, and I've met dumbasses that are rich. Why do you think I use the example of Greenwich, Connecticut? I knew some of those white girls from Greenwich, Connecticut. You know what their problem was? They were fascinated with our culture down here. And when they came down here, they thought it was the hood. And it's like, this ain't the hood, you know, but okay, close enough. Queen says, go watch the news, but I'll get you some numbers. Okay, well, make sure you get the numbers. Don't give me the numbers until you're ready to understand what I was sharing the last time you and Shower was in the chat and I brought up blackdemographics.com. Because when I brought up those facts and those facts based off the data and statistics, y'all said statistics was off. That's what you told me. So you tell me to go watch the news. If you don't believe in data and statistics, why would I watch the news? Because they're liars too, right? You see how this works? I told y'all this. There's no way around it. I bring up the data that supports what I'm saying. First thing I said was this is not a shared responsibility. It's unequal. Why? Because this small amount of dudes are impregnating the majority of these women. So are y'all children? Do you not know how to pick men? Or are y'all head over heels for this one guy? What is happening? And then when men call out that shit, these men are called lame, corny, nerds. And these are the niggas that are responsible with their dicks. Hey. Lame, corny, nerds, mental, what up? But they ain't got no kids. And then they're being accused of being socially out of place because they're in front of the internet or on a video game, but they're not contributing to the bad side of what they're blaming black people of being. Single parents, children out of wedlock, drugs, smoking, drinking, all that shit they put on us. I'm telling you, it was a lie. And as I got older, I found the numbers. And then I found blackdemographics.com. And all of this shit was happening. You talk about the news. You think the news hasn't lied on us? Y'all remember Barbara Walters? If you listen to Barbara Walters back in the day, she had you thinking that we invented crack. Y'all remember that? It was a lie. So please, Detroit, BC, salute. So please, you got to be careful here. You got to come to me with facts, data, and statistics. Because when I tried to do it, y'all told me that it was inaccurate and we can't believe everything. So I asked y'all to find something to rival what I said and we could discuss it. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. So I got some more. In reference to the 60s. ES, salute. How you doing, sis? I got some more. A deeper explanation what happened in the 60s. And when I said that y'all chose the government over having a man in the house, you think I just made that up? No. There were studies done. And it was astonishing what they found out. They said, holy shit. What?
What?
Yep. I don't understand the relevance. Queen, I just read your last. I don't get the relevance. Said a death by shooting is a death by shooting. I don't understand how we got to shooting with this dude impregnating 7 different women. I don't know how we got there. Are you trying to make the correlation by saying that these kids are going to grow up hard and the potential of them growing up to be menaces to society is greater? That might be true. But I don't know where all those women live. I don't know where he lives. All of those people, all 8 of them could be middle class. I don't know. Because stupid is stupid. These niggas rotate in and out of the category. How about this? How about a woman just be more responsible with her kitty cat? You see, this is why Roe vs. Wade went through. Y'all realize that, right? You see, here we go.
Whoa! What the yeah, it's kind of pretty before it gets started.
What? Y'all don't know what to do with y'all kitty cat? Don't worry, the government got you. Now when you lay down, you're going to spit the baby out. When I also got on here and said, yo, black women have killed more black people from 75 to current than police did. Y'all were like, what? Yeah, 20 million abortions that black women have had from 1975 to today? 20 million? My body, my choice. Got it. Guess what? A man's body, a man's choice. But when war came about, did they not have a fucking draft and send us to war?
Whoa! What the yeah, it's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy went courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy went courting, he did ride Crambo.
What? Demon Kennedy, salute. I'm telling you, man. Y'all ain't know what to do with yourselves, man. When they reversed Roe vs. Wade, and guess what? That wasn't even y'all black woman's fight. I already went through this, y'all. I went through it already. But they were down there like, yo, we about to reverse this shit. Y'all were running down there scrambling at high speed. Yo. Y'all in trouble. But I said, what are y'all? You know how many women I spoke to that were like, yo, I don't care about that. Well, why not? It's your body, it's your choice to say, yo, I'm not out here fucking like that. I'm not out here fucking like that. What do I care about an abortion for? I'm not out here like that. There it is. That's true. Yeah, that's right, Queen. A liquor store, a Chinese store, a chicken spot, and the abortion clinic down the block, around the corner, right in the middle of the South Bronx, off of Southern Boulevard. Clinic right around, what street was that? I forgot. And the shit was always crowded, y'all. It was always crowded. It was always crowded in there. Used to drive by that place and just look like, God damn. $20 million? 20 million? From 75 to now? How do you explain that? What do you say? 20 million? You know how many black families? And then when I said black people are only 13% in this land. No, did I say 13 to 17? I forget. I'm sorry, it's late, y'all. Wasn't the number kind of low? Didn't y'all say, some of y'all said, I know Shower, the sister Shower, was like, that can't be right. There's more of us than that. Are you sure? With 20 million deletions since 1975, are you sure? Think about it, man. If you really sit down Remove your emotions. When I brought up these statistics, really think about it. When I say, yo, this is not a shared responsibility, it's more on these women. No, it's 50-50. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's the women. Y'all got to make better choices. Y'all giving these Pookies and Ray Rays too much light. It's a shared responsibility. No, it is not. William Brunson, what's up? It is not a shared responsibility. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Well, it's not. This nigga just stood there and said, yo, I knocked up 7 chicks. They all kept their baby. I told them not to. I said, what about the future? Well, he's rich. What about Nick Cannon? He's rich. NBA Youngboy, he's rich. Y'all don't even know this nigga name. I don't know if he's rich. I'm going to go with the no, though. But he got 7 baby mamas and counting. Even after that. What about the men that be in jail and somehow they put up something on social media and there's a ton of chicks that try and hit them up? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Do I need to talk about the etiquette of black women? Y'all remember the picture I put up with the little boy, the handsome little boy, and all the tweets that he got? Yeah, shorty about to get fucked tonight. Pause. That kid was like 3 years old, man. He still had a pamper on. Exactly, Anthony. You see what I'm talking about? I've covered this. I've covered all of this. But somehow, I'm bullying women. I'm putting it all on women. No, I'm not. I'm bringing you the fucking current events, man. I'm not making this shit up. I'm like, yo, this happened. Why is this happening? And no, it is not an isolated incident. Played y'all the video of the chick bouncing around her thong and her son was grabbing her ass. And she put, he just loves his mama. I played you the video of the girl twerking in front of her fucking son. And he's in a diaper, not even 1 year old, just sitting there looking, still drooling. And when people are like, yo, why are you doing that to your son? Shut up. My son is not going to be a homo like your kids. I'm raising a man by twerking in front of his face. And this nigga found 7 chicks to knock up. You want to tell me this is a fucking shared responsibility? You sure? Oh yeah, no need to. Man, I can't play that, man. They look like cartoon characters. I mean, seriously, that's. I agree, Queen. I agree. Everything I just said to you guys, I've covered all of this. But when me and Dr. Mark was on here and we was rough, we were being bullies. Do you understand why we did what we did? Everything that I just said, did I make it up? I didn't make anything up. I didn't make any of this up. I said, yo, this is a fucking problem. And when I point out the problem, I'm the bad guy? No. This dude is a bad guy. But the bigger question was, how the fuck did he find 7 women to impregnate? What the fuck? What the hell was that? What's that? That's the story. And then me and old girl got into it. So I invited her on here and she's dealing with something right now. We'll have her out. Sometimes people need to hear them say something or write it down and read it before they hit send. Once the emotion gets out, they say, well, shit, maybe I should have said it. Or maybe she'll stand on it. But I want to pick her brain. I'm not going to bring her on here to violate her or disrespect her. I'm not going to do that. It's going to go one of 2 ways. Either she's going to retract what she said and see it logically, or stand on it and prove my point. I don't have to violate anybody. You let him talk, Sugar Hill. I didn't do anything to that man, and the world got mad at me. You know why? I let him talk. I let him talk. And it didn't make sense, did it? JT will say, in Michigan alone, in 2021, black women had 15,000 of the 28,000 of, oh my God. The difference is 13. But you know what? Look at this. That part. It's impossible for it to be 50-50 responsibility since most men are not sexually active. Those lames, my brother Juice, those niggas that they told you are in front of the computer and they're socially inept, those niggas, they're not fucking because they're lame. They can't get no pussy or whatever it is. They're in college and they're just socially out of it. They're not getting no pussy. There are men that there's nothing wrong with them. They're just practicing abstinence because the world scares them. Women and marriage scares them. Not marriage to the wrong woman scares them. Let me be clear. STDs, babies out of wedlock, women trapping these dudes when they say, "Oh, he's going somewhere. I'm gonna get knocked up." That's hard to believe, right? That men are practicing abstinence. That's hard to believe, right? But it's true, especially in the black community. Hard to believe, right? It's true. So when you factor that in, there's no way it's a 50-50 responsibility. There is no way. See what I mean? It is mathematically impossible. It's impossible. So again, we're talking about accountability. Is that a direct reflection of our community? Absolutely it is. And there is no war between black men and black women. I hope you understand that. That war been over. Hope you know that. You know why? Men won. There's more responsible men than there are responsible women. It's lopsided. The amount of responsible women is minimum. The amount of irresponsible men black men is minimum. The amount of irresponsible women outnumber the amount of irresponsible men because those irresponsible women, didn't I say that women outnumber men 8-1? This nigga found 7 women to impregnate. And he said the few that he paid for took the abortion. So he's on a rampage. Remember we said all these chicks are fucking the same dude? There you go. I ain't got to make shit up. I ain't got to lie on these sisters, man. I don't have to lie on these sisters. You can't use the data when it suits your agenda. I pulled it up. And you can't hide it no more. Everybody's talking about it. They're not just firing shots. They're supporting it with a number. Go subscribe to Medium Man. He breaks it down perfectly. And he's not making it up. If you're going to refute what he says, if you're going to refute the math, refute it with him. Go ahead. I dare you. Go to his channel. I dare you. I dare you. It's not going to work out. You're going to be left saying, you know what? Even though I seen what you broke down, I don't believe it, because in my hood, your hood is a small pebble of sand, a small grain of sand in the entire United States. Those 30, 40, 50 niggas you know in your block, it's just the 30, 40, 50 niggas you know in your block. And the sad fact is, a lot of sisters haven't left their block in their life. The numbers are out. That's why there's no war. Those sisters that made those horrible choices, they lost already. They lost the war already. It's over. It's over. Y'all have to figure out what to do, because the result is, now that we've been educated, and I said, how do we fix this? What do you do? Remember when I got on here, Shauna, and I said, well, first thing women need to do is apologize. And you were like, what? Yeah. You know why? Because as many of those bad sisters was out there doing that dumb shit. A lot of the good sisters that knew not to behave in that fashion, they also wasn't speaking up on our behalf, were they? They sat in silence. And a lot of these dudes that did the right thing, that honored their family's name, they're salty. And they're like, man, these women knew I wasn't a bad guy, man. But I'm getting called all kinds of crackheads, and I ain't shit, and I'm a nerd, and I'm lame and this shit. And they know I'm not like that. They didn't even fucking stick up for me. I'm getting my passport.
Whoa, what the it's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy went courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy went courting, he did ride Crambo.
What? Do y'all remember this? That white DJ? Y'all remember that story? It's a few years ago. He was banging all of those chicks, gave him an STD. Y'all remember that? It was a while ago. There was a dude in Africa doing that shit too. By the way, black men didn't start this passport bro shit. I mean, these white men been doing this shit for years. It only became a problem when black men were leaving, and then when they were asked, yo, why are you leaving? Yo, look, I can't find nothing here. I'm not finding anything I want. What do you want? I want a traditional woman. Follow my lead. Cook, clean, take care of me as I take care of everything else. And all these bitches heard was submission, bad, cook, clean, how dare you? You can do that shit yourself. Wait a minute. If I'm paying for all of this shit, what's the matter with you cooking and cleaning? I don't understand. I said a traditional woman to cook and clean while I take care of everything else, and somehow y'all heard slave. What the fuck? Fine. No problem. I'm gonna leave so you ain't gotta worry about my corny, lame ass. And they go to places like the Philippines, and these hoes done lost their mind. Y'all insulted the black man, but they say, yo, look, I'm 25 years old now, and I've been insulted all my fucking adult life. I can ignore them bitches. But they crossed the fucking line when they started talking about the women in these other countries, which is why P.E.P came out. And if you go to her channel, go subscribe to P.E.P, she's giving them that work. And what's the other lady's name? Joan? I had Rachel on here. They're like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Don't leave us out of this shit. Y'all done chase y'all men off the entire continent. The fuck? We didn't do that shit. You did that. Thailand, same shit. Africa, you got African black women clapping back at them. And all I ask for the men, stay out of that shit. Yeah, DJ Kid. Almost 700 women he slept with. Now, how the fuck is he getting all that pussy? How is he getting all that pussy? How? Yeah, Kane. Listen. Yeah, Joan J. That's her. So I just told the brothers, yo, stay out of that. Don't put on your simp cape and be like, yo, man, you out here. Don't let them disrespect our black queens. All these queens, listen, these queens are responsible for the death of 20 million children. These queens are talking shit about you on your way out the door. These queens called you corny, lame, no game having. And some of these simps have flown in and say, yeah, well, these niggas ain't getting no pussy in college. That's not it. The truth is, a lot of these brothers are smart now. They don't cave into peer pressure. Yo, man, you got these bitches over here. You don't want to fuck none of these bitches? No. I know what comes with that. Listen, if you want to potentially get an STD or make a baby, you go ahead. But I'm trying to get my degree, and I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And I plan on making $200,000 my second year after graduating college. And I can't do that when I'm dealing with these bitches. Deal with those bitches, I'm doomed to be making $30,000 a year. Focusing on me, I can get the bitches later. And I'll have my pick from the litter at 35 plus years old. And I'll get a chick with the young, ripe titties that sit up when she comes out the shower with no kids and a fresh pair of ovaries. And she's in school. And she's educated. And she's feminine. And she's fit. And she's friendly. What am I going to do if I have a fucking 10-year-old? That means I can't pick from that litter. I got to deal with the 35-year-old chick that has a 10-year-old. It's all about learning your value. You make your value when you go through school and you do the right thing. And not all of us are perfect. And you see, this is why they hated Kevin Samuels. He didn't degrade women. And these are things I want to talk to the sister about. Because she also, in the chat, going back and forth, she said, you know, she's glad Kevin died. I said, wow. All this talk about Kevin, but these sisters love them some Kendra G, don't they? You know what I noticed about Kendra G? I'm not Kendra G, Cynthia G. Different person, sorry. Cynthia G. You know what's interesting about Cynthia G? She says Kevin was gay. There's no hope for black men. And everything she talks about, she tears it down. Big up the women. You don't need these black niggas. Divest. And a lot of these sisters are not even qualified to divest. But that's another topic. But you know what's interesting? She don't give any fucking solutions. She just says, get away from the black man. Your life depends on it. That's what she tells these women. Kevin never did that. Those women would get on there and be like, yo, this is my requirements of a man. He says, well, what makes you think you deserve that? With 3 kids and tattoos on your neck. Wait a minute. You need to tone it down. Let me give you a dose of reality. Can you get it? There's a slim chance. But you want a high value, man? Let me explain to you why you're not going to get it. And he got hate for that. He worked with high value men. So he was telling you from experience, he was a high value man. He's telling you what they wanted. He's telling you. And these sisters didn't listen. Why do you think there was women getting out of the game? That's another topic I'm doing probably this week. All these dating coaches getting out of the fucking dating game. I have some audio I'm gonna play for you on that when I do that show. I'm like, this is another one. All these sisters getting out the game. Why? You know what they all said? These ladies' expectations was so, it didn't match what they qualified for. Now you had a woman telling you that. Talking about, don't hit me up on Facebook. Don't do that. Don't cash at me. I'm returning your money. I'm going to play the audio for you. I was like, holy shit. Another one bites the dust. Kevin said the same thing, and they wished death on him. And when he died, they damn near would they would take a shit on his fucking grave if they knew where it was. And all I'm saying to those women that hated on him, yo, okay, he's been gone almost a year. So he has you triggered from beyond the grave. But never mind that. Let me ask you a question. The man's gone now. Your dating life, how's that working out for you?
Whoa! It's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it?
What? And you're absolutely right, big bro Philip D. These simps are the worst. These simps are the worst of the worst. They worse than these fucking bitches out here. You know what they're trying to do? They're gonna turn around. It's therapeutic for the women. It's therapeutic for the women. It's feel good for them. We're not Kevin. We're not gonna ask you your dress size. You remember when Kendra G was on his show and he put her in her place? And she tried to say that, oh, he has a failed marriage and he's probably gay and all this other dumb shit. A few months later, she started getting, like, on her dating show, women tried to come for her when she started using, guess what? Kevin Samuels talking points. I said, look at this shit. She's doing shit and doesn't even realize she's doing it. Or she does and realize he was right. Did y'all see all those shows where those chicks, remember that one chick, the light-skinned chick, tried to call her a pick-me? Oh, you're getting sisters to come on here and become pick-me's. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, oh, look at this. Now she sees what Kevin was going through. And then later on, she had something called Kendra Cam. Oh, yeah. She ain't been doing that all the time. And what's the Kendra Cam? How tall are you? Dress size. Huh? It's the same thing. He said, Kevin Samuels like Candyman, the black woman. That man's legacy still lives on. It's already out there, family. It's already out there. And there's enough people, whether they're jacking his material or using his talking points or doing reaction videos, his legacy lives on. He said it, it's out there. And what's happening is people are looking like, yo, you know what? He was right. He was right. Even the women are saying he was right. And what these hating ass women don't see is the amount of women that has called the show. That's why I asked women, have you listened to a whole show? I'm not talking about how, because there's a channel on here called Kevin Samuels Highlights. That's a very destructive channel. Here's why. All they do is highlight when he had those fallouts with the women on there. And it gets witty between them, and he always serves them. It's funny, but that wasn't his show, y'all. He had maybe out of a whole show, he had maybe one or two, maybe three bad callers. Everybody else was there looking for information. It was very civil. And you heard the points, the talking points. It got a little funny when you had people going there and trying to match wits with him, and it never worked out. There's a whole channel dedicated to that. That's a very destructive channel. Because when I ask people about Kevin Samuels, oh, when he said this to this girl, I'm like, well, did you hear the context? Like average at best. I said, did you see that? Because I was watching the show live when that happened. That chick was rude. What she wanted to talk about was not what he was talking about. But she was insistent. He didn't even scream at her. Oh, he rates women. He never rated women. He asked them to rate themselves. and you can't use 7. And they always was like, I'm an 8 or a 9. They're like, no, Beyonce's an 8 or a 9. He's an image consultant. And then they went to trying to discredit him. Well, what makes him an image consultant? The fact that he had millionaires asking him for advice on how to dress, how to look, how to smell, and that made him what he was. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? He tells you what he is. People tried to degrade his credentials. There we go. That's the third dating coach. Cynthia Pope, April Mason, and now this female. I don't know this woman's name, but I have the audio. That's the third one, y'all. The third one. So when I say it's disproportionate, when I tell you that things are not, JT, you know what this dating scene is like? Especially with our sisters, you know what it's like? He said that was a terrible time last year. They celebrated his death. Then the very next week, marched on Roe vs. Wade. I'm telling you, you can't make this shit up, y'all. I'm telling you, time reveals all truth, y'all. All that, I'm glad he's dead. All of those chicks that celebrated his death, have you seen these women? It's a year later. Ask them about their dating. Have they found their husband yet? Have they found the man that'll put up with them being overweight and unfriendly and that neck popping and all this shit? Have they found the man yet? It's almost been a year. Ask them. Yeah. You glad he's dead? He was the reason why y'all couldn't find anyone. Okay, how's that going for you? Now that he's gone, how's that working out for you? No, now they're calling us Samuelites, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, okay, well, listen, I've been my own man. Guess what? All Kevin Samuels did was create an atmosphere where we can voice our opinions that we've had for some of us over 30 years. Because he's been saying what's been on our minds for over 3 decades. I know for me in particular. You know what the dating scene is like for these women today, J. Timo? You ever saw that bodybuilder? Jay, you ever, check this out. He gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. You ever saw the big nigga at the gym? Mad cut up, mad shredded. And then that one day he comes in the gym with shorts on, not jogging pants, shorts. And you say, yo, where the fuck is his legs? He has no legs, no teardrop, nothing. Look like he don't even walk. He look handicapped. How's he walking on those toothpicks? It's not proportionate. Thank you. Single with mental health issues. You ask these women, they say weird shit like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm working on myself. I choose to be single. It's all bullshit. In other words, the man's been dead for a year. His birthday just passed this past Monday. You still don't have a man. All that dancing and praising and celebrating you did, you still ain't got no man. You might have gotten your fuck on, but you ain't got no man. That's what it was. Beyonce was an 8. Kelly Rowland and the young Pam Grier were 9s. And you'll have a chick 5'5", right? Almost 200 pounds, talking about she a 8. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? We don't care about your BBL. We don't care about your degree. We don't care about none of that shit. And when he told these sisters, look, when you get pregnant, you want to get with a high value man. High value men care about your look because they want to reproduce. You're going to gain some weight when you spit some kids out. Oh, yeah, Philip D. I know what it's called. Yeah, Kane. You get some D. You remember how many chicks he had on there? It was like, yeah, You're single? Yeah. By choice? Yeah. Let me ask you a question. How long you been single? Oh, for about 3 years. Let me ask you a personal question. Have you had sex within those 3 years? Those women all said yes. And you know what he asked them? He said, let me ask you a question. Had you have gotten pregnant, be honest, would you have kept the baby? You know, chicks said yes. Yeah, I'd have kept it. Wow. And then he said, you know what? You see, fellas? You see? These women are almost they've either hit the wall or they're approaching the wall. They're in that danger zone he would talk about, 27 years old. He said, you see, this woman just said she's been single for 3 years, but she has had sex. And if she had gotten pregnant, she'd have kept the child. He said, men, you got to be careful with your seed. Because those men that were sleeping with her didn't want a relationship, but it was convenient. So men have listened prior to him saying that. They knew that. So they've been careful with their seed. She said she would spit out a kid if she had gotten pregnant, if she was having casual sex with these dudes. And he said, well, how tall are you? Dress size. And come to find out, she was overweight. See? She was overweight, y'all. She was overweight, y'all. And he said to her, isn't it a possibility that these men are not taking you serious because of your appearance? I'll say it again. Is it a possibility that these men that have been sleeping with you in those 3 years that you haven't been in a relationship are not taking you serious because of your appearance? She got quiet. Then we went through the, well, it's not all about looks. It's not that or whatever. So let me ask y'all ladies a question for those of you in the chat. Dude making 6 figures, right? Middle credit score, 820. Owns his own home, owns 2 cars. Great dude. But you're reading his profile and he says, I can't find a good woman. You're like, well, damn it. Can it be that bad? And it's this nigga.
Such a small fat. Oh.
Now look. Women marry men for security purposes. I get it. I understand. But come on. That nigga need to check his drawers, right, Joe? He need to check his drawers, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. But seriously. Look. I know women are the ones supposed to be coming to the table looking great. But that brother right there, I'm like, yo, bro, you could be a millionaire. Listen, man. I don't even know if that guy has seen his penis. I would tell him, as great as you are, what you do with all that money and all those cars in the house, brother, 2 things. You got to fix that because you're going to die. If you don't have diabetes or hypertension by now, you're doomed to get it when you get older. That's number 1. Number 2, the woman you choose, show her some respect. Because I'm sure, unless she has a fetish, she don't want all of that on top of her, bro. She don't want all that on top of her. Now, if she's willing to put up with that for the lifestyle you provide, then that's on her. I'm just saying, me personally, hit up Hardbody JT Mo and, right. So anyway, we were supposed to have that young lady on I'm gonna have her on. I'm gonna try and get her back on. I'm gonna try and get her on next Monday. She's dealing with something right now. I'm not gonna put her business out there, you know. But if y'all are on the gram and y'all follow Broken Traditions, our conversations there's like 79 comments of us going back and forth, and it got brutal. I was just clowning at that point, you know. But I already knew what I wanted. I wanted her on the show so we can talk, and I want to see if she sees the way I see things, which is logical, or is she going to stand on what she was saying? Everything from her thing about Kevin Samuels and everything else. Because anytime a chick say they don't like Kevin Samuels, I ask them, what don't you like about him? And they never say anything that makes sense. I can tell that they never sat through a whole show. In order to get a whole gist of what Kevin was doing, you had to sit through a whole show, because he goes through about an hour of dialogue before he opens up the Zoom calls and whatever he does, the phone calls. And the problem wasn't him. The problem was the women calling there, talking about they want The Rock with millions of dollars. And they're 5 feet tall, 300 pounds with 3 kids, talking about I'm working on myself. Why the fuck do you get the finished product when this man has worked all his life? Why do you deserve the finished product? Because you've made several mistakes in your life. Why do you get the finished product? When the lame nigga was paying dues and you could have been with him the whole time when he was building himself up. You see what I mean? Trust me. Go talk to The Rock. I bet you there's a girl in it that he liked that said, get the fuck out my face. Well, The Rock was kind of cool growing up. You know why? His father was a wrestler and he grew up around the wrestlers. But anyway, I'm going to try and get Shorty on next week. It'll make for a good conversation. Abdullah said Princess Leia killed Jabba the Hutt for a reason. Jesus Christ. Y'all ain't shit. Oh, shit. That joke. Nah, Kane. And understand, we're dealing with women here. Women are emotional first. What do we call a man that's full of emotions? We call him a bitch ass nigga, right? Right. So I understood Kevin Samuels when I first started listening to him, because when I first started listening to Kevin, he was talking to dudes, telling them to get it right. I mean, what? Y'all forgot? Where's my clip at? Y'all forgot about this?
Yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. How tall are you?
5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh?
Uh-oh. I weigh about,
to what?
Depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 482 weeks.
So you make 482 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds was him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that. In the 80s, the minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So I need to hear it. How long? You got a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't know Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
You know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude, and you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing singles at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
Y'all weren't there for that. He wouldn't even have 200 people in his live stream. Y'all weren't there for that though, right? There were barely 200 people in his live stream, I said, what the skinny brother talking about? And I'm listening to him. I said, wow. Wow. That's true. Matter of fact, I heard that show when it happened. We was on Google Hangouts. There was no StreamYard back then. Did he not keep it honest with that man? 5'10", 300 pounds, $800 a month, and dimes supposed to approach him? Did that make sense? But the sisters didn't hear nothing about Kevin Samuels until that Average at Best show. That's when his show took a turn. And women started coming for him. And they had a preconceived notion about what his show was about. And these women came out with the lynch mob. And every last one of them, he murdered them verbally with facts, data, and statistics. But where were they to protect that poor guy's feelings over the internet? No, he actually laughed because the dude knew he was right. That's all. That's all. He did hold the men accountable, and when I found him late, he was doing that shit for 3 years. 3 years. When those women in abundance came, because men were coming at him. But I just told y'all, right? Now watch the math, y'all. Y'all listening to the math? Watch the math, y'all. Women outnumber men 8-1. There's more women than men. There were men watching him in abundance, and he had a lot of haters. But then when he had Average at Best, when that shit happened, what do you think happened? For every one man that he spoke to, 8 men came for him. 8 women came for him. And some understood, some didn't get it. And it turned into most began to understand. And here's what a lot of the women don't know. You think those millions of followers that he had were all men? No. There were women that got on his show and said, you know what? I didn't like you at first. I actually left for a little while, but I did some self-reflecting and I came back. Because you were right, Kevin. That's why I asked these sisters, have you sat through a whole show? Y'all seem to think that it was all women calling there and he's calling them fat and disgusting. It was not like that. That's why I asked, have you listened to a whole show? Take your feelings out of it. Have you listened to a whole show? The women that don't like him, they haven't. They just listen to highlights. You Google his name. You put his name in the search bar on YouTube. All kinds of shit will come up. Highlights of him going at back and forth on Instagram with these women. Fuck the highlights. Listen to a show. The man was a saint. The man tried to help the community. He really did. But these women just would rather fight with him. So he said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to keep doing a good fight. And we lost a good brother. But you know, they say God takes the good ones first, right? And that's fine. But his work is done. And he's left us. But you know what? He also left a legacy. Because you know what I'm telling y'all now? And I need the women to hear this. Y'all now left with the Blizzard King. And I know y'all, I know Shauna said, no, I don't want to hear it. Nope. Okay. You know what you do? I would rather refer you to Kevin Samuels' channel and just listen to a whole live stream. All of his work is there. Listen to it from start to finish. Stay off of Dennis Sperling's channel. Because you know what? He's the complete opposite, and he'll tell you. And that was Kevin's good friend. But he's not the one for the bullshit. He's giving you a reason to hate him. He said, but all my work is thorough. And when I leave to go to my ancestors, your hate for me will be justified. Because he's not Kevin. Kevin tried to save the community. Kevin had faith that we could turn this fucker around. Now that Kevin's gone and all these women shit on his brother, on our brother, he said, okay. He's now riding on the facts, data, statistics, and listen, the shit that he's uncovered, his panels be crazy lit. The sister that I had on here with Black Vision the other day, I found her on his channel. Let me tell you something. And he's not just firing off just to fire off. He's firing off and bringing the stats to support what he's talking about. So if Kevin Samuels hurt your feelings, stay off of Dennis Sperling's channel. Unless you want the truth. Unless you agree with him. He might be on right now. I listen to him every day. Because he's not wrong. But he tells you how he's coming. He's not going to ride that wave. See, Kevin was trying to help, believe it or not. Kevin was trying to help. He had faith in the community. After Dennis saw what y'all did, and there was a smear campaign for him, because he's a lawyer by trade, by the way. He's a lawyer by trade. Okay? Oh, yeah, Kane, I agree. That was a damn good episode. Yeah, Philip D, the Blizzard King, he gonna hurt some feelings unless you agree with him. When he broke down black women in this country, remember he had that caller on there, Philip? Remember that? Remember he had the caller on there? He said, wait a minute, you want me to convince the passport bros not to leave? And he broke down the crime rate with black women, the abortions, the children out of wedlock. All of this stuff that is backed by statistics. And then he said, you want me to tell these men to come back? And the women said, yes. I was like, holy shit. You go watch an episode of Dennis Sperling, you're going to be praying that Kevin ain't pass. Because now that's what you got. And I'm telling you, everyone that supports Kevin supports Dennis, because Dennis was the one. When that smear campaign went on for Kevin, Dennis was the one that stepped into the pocket. Dennis was the one when they tried to lie and say, Kevin died, he died alone. No, he says get a dog and die alone, and he died alone. No. Oh, he had a hoe. He was with a hoe. He died on top of a hoe. No, that was a woman he was courting to be his wife. Y'all lied on that man, and y'all lied on that woman. And he challenged everyone. And the people that backed off and took videos down, y'all might not know, but he said it. He threatened them with legal action, and all of it would have been justified. They had to remove videos, remove tweets, and everything. He did that. So now y'all got the Blizzard King. And God forbid he leaves this earth, you're going to have a list of other brothers that stand on it. Lapeef, they stand on it. Medium Man, they stand on it. Pink Book Lessons, they stand on it. Danica, they stand on it. Those are two women I just mentioned, by the way. Telling you. Y'all remember the end of 300 when King Leonidas died? What happened at the very end? The 300 turned to 3,000. He left a legacy. I'm just saying. Now, I don't consider myself part of that whole manosphere, red pill, or whatever, but I'm out here. Yeah, Crimson Cure, another lady. I'm out here, I'm in the pocket. Now you see, Shauna, you need a shut the fuck up card for that. You need to shut the fuck up. I'm dead serious. You see, that's the disrespect shit I'm talking about. How do you know that? How do you know that? And how do you know she was a nurse? That means you was paying attention. When did you hear that, Abdullah? She just put a video out. She just put a video out today. She just put a video out today. What are you talking about, Abdullah? Yeah, she put a video out today. I just watched it. Oh yeah, please. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Reva TV, who's that? I'll check her out. Now she put a video out today. I hope that's not true. Another YouTuber mentioned it. Yeah, Now you see, I'm up here talking about Kevin Samuels and everything else, and Shauna comes in with the he wasn't gonna marry. What the fuck do you mean? You don't know that. Oh my God, Shauna, you really need to stop. First of all, I tell you to go listen to his content from start to finish. You didn't want to do that, but you did want to hear that 911 call. When she says she don't know him that well, they were asking her health questions. Did he take anything, or is he on any medications? That part she didn't know. Did you listen when he was on when she was on Dennis Sperlin's show explaining what happened? You see, that's the bullshit that Dennis had to fight. He wasn't gonna marry her. How do you know that? They also said that she was a prostitute. Did you believe that at first? You damn sure did, because you was in the chat saying, oh, he was with a hooker. You said something like that in the chat. And I said, no, she wasn't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And there you go, assuming the worst. I believe his friends that knew him. No, he was courting that woman for a while. Yes, I heard the 911 call more than one occasion. What are you talking about? And besides, Shauna, if someone's having a heart attack on your floor and you are, that's a traumatic thing to be talking on the phone. You might say some shit that'll sound suspect or crazy. Yo, I don't know. I love him. That's my brother. That's my what? It's Kevin fucking Samuels. That's what she said on the 911 call. Did you hear the interview when she was on Dennis Sperling? What are you talking about? See that? They were dating, and they were dating for a while. They were dating for a while. See, this is shit because he was a very private person, but his close friends knew. Dennis knew. Mediocre Tutorials knew. O'Shea Duke Jackson knew. And when you're on that level, you have to court a person the way a normal person would court a person is not how he did it. Because he has shit to lose. But you wouldn't know that because you never dated a high-value man.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
You referred to his material as toxic negativity. And all that brother did was try and help. I don't care where they met, Shauna. I don't care. I just read what you put. That is crazy disrespectful. That shit is fucked up. That's fucked. They tried to stop me. They can't though. Give me a second. Something happened with my internet. What just happened? What just happened? Shit crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I think I said too much. I don't care. All right, here we go. Can't stop. Can't stop. You see, you always got to improvise. Anyway, all I'm saying is, Shauna, that's fucked up. That's fucked up for you to say that. You might not see it. You like my watch? You don't know what he was going to do. And I'm going off of what he said, well, what Dennis Sperling said, and what she said. And I believe them. I'd rather believe them over some cackling hags and some wild buffalo mooses running around talking about what he was and wasn't going to do. They also said that he was gay. I just told you, a woman called me gay. The only time chicks have called me gay is when I brushed them off. Oh, you a faggot. You probably gay anyway. Oh, y'all going in the locker room to fuck each other anyway, you fucking faggots. Get the fuck away from my squat rack. It's leg day. Get out of here, bitch. Stink ass. Bitches out here looking like buffaloes. Baby, what's your name? They're trying to text, but their hoof keep hitting all the goddamn numbers and letters on the fucking crazy. And that's okay. You know, Kevin D-Man, what up? Kevin gets disrespected every day, especially when it's his birthday. He got disrespected. And it's okay because every ounce of disrespect proves my point. Now, Shauna said he wasn't gonna marry that girl. That's what she says. But she hasn't watched one video. She hasn't watched the interviews that she's had on Dennis Sperling. Because to my knowledge, that's the only person he talked to. And I don't know what bitter men you're talking about, Queen, but you yourself said that Kevin Samuels wasn't bitter. So you can't be talking about Saint Kevin. You know what I'm saying? He said Aunt Bunny falling down the steps looking ass bitches. Yeah, hell yeah. You know, hoes get mad at this. Hit the gym. All he would do, he asked these women, he's like, yo, why are you 5'5", 300 pounds? What happened? And you ain't got no kids? Well, how'd that happen? But they're not in a relationship. Now listen, 5'5", almost 300 pounds, ain't got no kids, right? They're not in a relationship because they're working on themselves, but they've had casual sex in between that. And they said they would keep the baby if they had got pregnant. And then you wonder why men are protective with their seeds. Are they lame? Or are they logical? Is the lack of accountability a direct reflection of our community? The war's over. The numbers are in. Turns out black men are responsible. 13% of these niggas are not. But they're impregnating all of these women who outnumber us 8-1. We've won. We've won. Oh yeah, Jerome Truitt. I might talk about that tomorrow. If you're coming for Chris Rock, you need a shut the fuck up card. I watched the comedy. It was so real. I said, man, listen, man. Was he wrong? Nope. They wanted him to fire back. Some people wanted him to fight big ass. Will Smith is significantly bigger than him. They want him to fight him on the stage. He didn't do it. His parents taught him right. You know what they said? Never fight in front of white folk. And this is how he responded. We've waited all this time and we got to respond. Now some of these niggas want to come for him? Fuck out of here. Nigga said Goonie Google. Some of y'all too young for that. Goonie Google. You single? Yeah, I'm single. Why you single? I'm working on myself. How tall are you? 5'4". Dress size. 29. How much you weighed last time you weighed yourself? 244 pounds. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself? Fresh face out of the shower. You can't use 7. Boy, I'm a 8.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
But when he told these brothers to get their weight down, get their education up, get their money up, and stop expecting Beyonce-looking chicks, which he labels an 8, to step to them until you fix yourself, these women ain't care. Fuck about Kevin Samuels. And not enough brothers gave a fuck about Kevin Samuels. They either just stopped fucking with him because he told them the truth, or they just say, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna do that. But he tells a woman, you're average at best, and the world went crazy. Yeah, Brandon, it was good. The world went crazy. It was good because I got the response that I was looking for, and I sort of figured what he would say. I just wanted to hear Chris Rock say it, and I'm glad. And the relationship between him and Will Smith is officially over, in my opinion. You know, time heals wounds. Maybe they'll speak down the road, but as of right now, he was on that stage. He was pissed off, I can tell, because he had time to think about it. He said, you know what, that was fucked up, man. That was fucked up. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I gotta get up in the morning and talk some boxing. Man, salute to y'all. I know y'all was waiting for the conversation between me and this young lady calls herself Fefe Devon. But I'll get her on. I'll get her on probably next Monday. And we'll chop it up. Same topic. I want to see what her views are on this fool. Because you notice this dude is a fool. But to paint all black men with a broad brush and say what she said, that was out of pocket. So we're just going to address it. I want to get her outlook on it. Maybe it'll change in about a week. Who knows? But salute to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'll be back here tomorrow night, too. You know what I mean? And salute to y'all, man. Much love. Much appreciation. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App. Share the video, man. We doing good, man. Smash the like button. We're doing good, man. And I'll see y'all Two times tomorrow. Catch you on the rebound.
Bullshit.